First of two sessions on this Thursday. Maya Hooten, the 12-time All-American and a legitimate contender in the Minnesota Golden Gophers, getting set to take the stage out of the Big Ten. Nia Randolph in Southern Utah have made the quick trip over to Salt Lake City. A big day for their program, hoping to surprise some people. Shea Campbell, the 7-time NCAA champion UCLA Bruins, hoping to make a statement once again in this postseason. Welcome to Salt Lake City, another beautiful day, fresh off a fresh coating of snow here at the Utah Regional into Regional semifinal day. And first of two sessions, this was yesterday's first round. BYU slapping the ticket on to move on to what will be the second session later on today. Joining Utah, you see what the bracket looks like now after BYU got past Utah State to find themselves in that spot. UCLA, Minnesota, Southern Utah, and Boise State are the teams we will begin with. Two teams out of each of those sections will advance on to Saturday's regional final. Jason Ross Jr., Bridget Sloan with you. Bridget, let's get started right away with the highlight. One of the highlights of what we're going to see today, Jordan Childs, Olympian. It's going to be really fun to watch throughout the course of the afternoon.
We've got a lot of great athletes, but Jordan Childs, she does stick out to me. Like you mentioned, this is a two-time Olympian. And one thing Jordan does so well is you're going to see her just have so much fun and joy in her gymnastics. Not only does she do big skills, but she puts up big scores. She is going to be a rock star today. I just have a feeling. So get excited for her performance.
They're going to start off on floor, the #1 floor team in the country. Then for Minnesota, Maya Hooten, part of a really good Golden Gopher team.
Maya has been outstanding, a grad student for Minnesota. You see that 9 perfect 10s on floor. She is a multi-time Big Ten champion on floor, and this is a performer that loves to compete. She is here to make a name for herself, and I'm excited to see what she's got.
So our goal today is to show you as much and all of the gymnastics as possible. And we're going to have multiple routines going on the screen, maximizing the coverage. Again, I want to show you everything today as a part of this meet format. So you'll see multiple routines going on your screen. And again, we mentioned UCLA will begin on the floor. So we're going to get to see Jordan Childs right away. There's Janelle McDonald, the Big Ten Coach of the Year. First year in the Big Ten. They didn't skip a beat. Big Ten champs. So coming off a lot of momentum right now and playing in a familiar setting, of course, formerly of the Pac-12 and now back in Utah here at the Huntsman Center. Minnesota mentioned also, of course, in the Big Ten. Jenny Hansen, their coach of 11 seasons now, really stellar season, their 44th time in program history in the NCAA regionals. Gophers are certainly in the mix today. And Scotty Bauman, of course, of Southern Utah. Quick trip over for them. Coming off the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Championship, their 3rd straight conference title. They know they're a smaller program, but feel like they could shake things up today. Really want to enjoy the moment and embrace every routine today. Boise State, group out of the Mountain West. Head coach Tina Bird and their group, same mentality, want to leave their best out there. As you see Minnesota starting on the vault, Southern Utah on the bars, Boise State on the beam, and UCLA on the floor. Minnesota, Lauren Pearl on the vault.
And Jason, this is a really great start to this meet. It's exciting. You're going to see a lot of gymnastics. There's a lot going on. But the biggest thing for these leadoff competitors is to get that momentum going. That is their job so far. I've seen great routines on bars and then on vault.
See on the right side of your screen there, UCLA getting started up on the floor. Caitlin Rosen will lead them off. Again, the #1 floor team in the country. On the beam, Boise State's Alyssa Hulaj.
UCLA is known for floor. They have big tumbling, but their artistry in dance is what really sets them apart. Caitlin with a gorgeous double back to get things started. And on the left side, Alyssa in this beam lineup, so consistent. Nice front toss there for Alyssa. Balance beam is the hardest event in NCAA gymnastics, no doubt. It is 4 inches wide, and this is a great opportunity for Boise State to get it out of the way early. They are so strong on all 4 events, but I think they really shine on balance beam. Alyssa, just the dismount here. Phenomenal start for Boise State. And Caitlin finishing up here on that right side. Huge momentum for UCLA on their best event. They are ranked #1 in the country on this event. Huge start for them.
Rosen's been really good the last few weeks. As you see on the bars, Nia Randolph was given a 9.8 for Southern Utah. Isabella Neff set to follow her. Then on the vault from Minnesota, Megan Steensland following the 9.775 from Lauren Pearl.
And nice vault over for Minnesota. You're not going to see a lot of 10.0 start values for Minnesota, but one thing that they really work on are the details. You're going to see big pop off the vault, the block, the distance, in really great form.
Vault's a really consistent event for Minnesota, so they are happy to be starting there. You see again Southern Utah on the bars with Isabella Neff.
Isabella doing a beautiful job. One thing she really excels at is her form, her toe point. Just the dismount here. Small hop on the landing, but coming after a 9.8, Isabella is set up. You're going to want to see the scores improve by each athlete. So really nice job on bars.
See on the left side of your screen, Sydney Coe coming off her best meet on beam just last weekend. Those Mountain West Championships. She'll step up on the beam here for Boise State. Mika Webster-Longen getting ready on the floor for UCLA, freshman.
Sydney on this left side. She's going to start. This is her acro series. Handspring pike. Very nicely done. Has to be so square over the beam. Little balance check on that full turn. Just got to keep her rhythm going. Oh, and another slight balance check for Sydney. Just looks a little bit nervous up there. In the dismount, nice gainer full and over the floor. Mika Webster-Longen making a name for herself as a freshman. She has been phenomenal this season. Gorgeous extension in those leaps. Mika's an athlete that really transitioned so well into college, coming from club.
See on the vault, Sarah Moroff for Minnesota. Big on the vault for them in the midst of that lineup.
Really nice job. Minnesota, this is an event, it's not their strongest event, but they're making it work. They're using it to their advantage to clean up the landing. So far, I have seen excellent execution from them, looking to put up some big scores. They're going to want to drop that Lauren Pearl's 9.775 if they want to continue that momentum going into rotation 2 and stay ahead.
And you'll keep the 5 highest, drop the lowest. Again, the top 2 teams out of this session will advance to Saturday's regional final. Bridget, I know you were excited to watch Emily Lopez stepping up on the left side of the screen there on the beam for Boise State.
Emily is a beautiful athlete. So confident, on balance, beam. Oh, and that is an unfortunate and really uncharacteristic mistake. That is a 5/10 deduction.
Mia Hampton, right side of the screen. Confident on the bars for Southern Utah, following that 9.825 from Isabella Neff.
A little misconnection there. Just looks a little rattled after that fall. Nice combination there. And the dismount, gainer full, gets the stick, but that is going to be the score that Boise State is going to have to drop with that fall. A really unfortunate mistake. But like you mentioned, there are going to be 6 athletes, so 5 scores count. So they are still in it, even though she had a fall. They just won't count that score.
Bridget, of course, I was locked into flipping out this week with you and Sam, and you mentioned that this is one of the most nerve-wracking settings in all of gymnastics.
It really is. This is a big moment for all these teams. Taryn Crump on vault. Huge Yurchenko 1.5. The power that she gets off the vault. I would love to see her control that power, which will come, but another big 10-0 start value for Minnesota.
Still awaiting that Emily Lopez score on beam, left side of your screen for Boise State. On the bars for Southern Utah. See, there was a 9.825 for Neff. Still awaiting that Hampton score. Maria Ferguson up.
Maria doing a really nice controlled bar routine so far. Kind of floats up to those handstands right where the judges are looking. And the dismount. Large step on the dismount, but really up to that point, nice solid routine.
Big high five from her head coach, Scotty Bauman there, who told her a machine in the gym, just puts in so much work. On the floor here, the UCLA #1 floor show in the country goes back to work here with Emma Malabuyo.
This is a floor routine you don't want to miss. Beautiful extension in her leaps. Oh, a little stumble out of that wolf turn. Final pass for Emma. Beautiful job. 1.5 front layout.
William now up on the left side of your screen for Boise State on the beat, dropping the Emily Lopez score.
Emma in her senior season, a veteran competitor for Boise State. Nice side aerial. Want to see her get right to her finishes. Nice gainer full. Really nice job for Emma getting them back on track.
Not easy going up after a mistake, especially on this stage. So let's see what they end up giving Emma Loyan with Christina Shenikova, the Mountain West Freshman of the Year, set to come up next on the beam for Boise State. Meanwhile, on the vaults, left side of your screen for Minnesota, good score of a 9.8 for Taryn Crump. So Ava Stewart set to follow that up, the freshman from Ontario. He was all Big Ten second team. You see that Southern Utah bar routine wrap up on the right side of your screen.
A nice Yurchenko 1.5 for Ava. Just a side step. Would love to see her kind of squeeze on that landing. But a really nice, again, 10-0 start value for Minnesota.
Shea Campbell, fifth year, arguably having maybe her best season yet. Regular season All-American. Set to go on the floor for UCLA.
Big first pass here for Shea. Gorgeous full twisting double back. Gets so much height.
That's Christina Shenikova on the beam, left side of your screen for Boise State, youngest of three Shenikova sisters. Her parents also very much involved in gymnastics. They own a gym in Colorado.
Shea having so much fun on floor right now. Emma Malabuyo with the 9.75. So not a huge score. Last pass for Shea here. Gorgeous double back. That is why she's the 2025 Big Ten champion in the all-around this year. Huge performance. And Christina, nice gainer full off the side. Boise State not letting up. They had the mistake midway through this rotation, but they are not giving up.
Again, two teams out of this early session will advance to Saturday's regional final. Same thing later today with our night session. Maya Hooten on the left side of your screen there, coming up on the vault for Minnesota.
This is a big vault for Maya. So Yurchenko 1.5 twists. Gorgeous height there. Really strong anchor for this Minnesota vault lineup.
Alex Rutsis anchoring that Southern Utah bar lineup. So we'll see what the final score comes in there in the first rotation for Southern Utah. Consistently getting above that 9.8 range on the bars. One final beam routine for Boise State. Sydney Leach awaiting the Shenikova score.
And for floor, Brooklyn Moores. Jason, this is an exciting moment. Just scored her first perfect 10. And this is just art. Beautiful first pass there, front double to front tuck. And on the left side, Sydney anchoring this beam lineup. Boise State not out of it, hitting that 9.8 from Christina. So big score there. Oh, slight balance check. You saw that foot come off the balance beam. dismount. Nice finish for Sydney. Finishing up this beam rotation. And Brooklyn Moores, just a beautiful athlete. That floor routine is one of my favorites for so many reasons.
See the Bruins fans travel well, watching. They're the first team All-American on floor, and now Josie Bergstrom from Iowa State, one of the qualifiers here for the Cyclones. Going up on the bars.
Competing as an individual in the all-around. Start things off. Very nice Jaeger, great bar swinger. Beautiful bail to handstand. You see her feet are glued together. A little short on that last pass handstand. The dismount, double tuck. Looked like she pulled in just a little too far, so she hung onto the bar a little too long in that double back, causing her to take that big step backwards.
Maggie Sliff from Air Force coming up on the beam.
Another all-around athlete competing as an individual. And over on the right side, Jason, Miss Jordan Childs.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Huge double layout to open things up. And on that left side, Maggie with Air Force. Doing a beautiful job on this beam routine. The dismount for Maggie. Gorgeous round off 1.5. Final pass for Jordan. Huge front through to double tuck coming after Brooklyn Moores, 9.95. So these last three competitors for UCLA, they're going to put up some big scores. We've already seen two. Where are they going to go from that 9.95?
Bridget, the coaches will tell you she has this amazing ability to make her gymnastics feel so easy and fun without taking it too seriously.
And she does a great job of that. Gymnastics it can be a pretty serious sport, so it's really nice and refreshing to see her be so incredibly talented, but have so much fun out there.
Came in December off the post-Olympic tour. Phenomenal year, Big Ten floor champ, first team all Big Ten, part of the Big Ten championship winning UCLA team. As you see those NCAA floor leaders, UCLA well represented with Jordan Childs and Brooklyn Moores up there as well. Bringing the LA flair to Salt Lake City. See what they end up giving Childs here. That is the last score that we are waiting on out of this jam-packed first rotation for the teams. We still have an individual left on floor here.
Big flips. Nice front double twist from Noel Adams. It can be so hard competing as an individual. But one thing that I think NCAA gymnastics does so well is adopting those individuals at these big meets. Final pass front layout, the front 1.5. Excellent finish there. Head coach for Iowa State, Ashley Miles-Grieg.
Don't forget, later tonight, have 4 more teams coming your way, including the host team, Utah. That'll be a part of our second session here in Salt Lake City. Don't forget, for more information, you can go to NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
So far, Jason, we've got a lot of gymnastics happening. I thought it was a pretty good first rotation. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, the talent that we have in this location here, as you see right now, UCLA would be leading the way. And don't forget, the 2 teams that emerge at the 2 top out of this section here will advance to Saturday's regional final. Same thing with our second session later today. UCLA with a 49.5 after the first rotation. Minnesota 49.15. You see these fans who have traveled well, packing the Huntsman Center today. We'll be back to recap this first rotation and more here in Salt Lake City. See the scores after the first rotations. That line above Southern Utah and Boise State signifying the 2 scores that would at the moment advance on, but just run rotation in the books. Top 2 will come out of here and advance to Saturday's regional final. Southern Utah, a group coming off the MPSF championship, 3rd straight conference title. Their head coach, Scotty Bauman, was really excited for the stage, loves where his team is at right now. If you're not familiar, that MPSF standing for Mountain Pacific Sports Federation champions. So again, their momentum rolling right now. As you take a look at the bracket, BYU came out of that first round yesterday, knocking off Utah State to advance. Setting they're familiar with, coming over from Provo to Salt Lake City. As we welcome you in, Jason Ross Jr. alongside Bridget Sloan. Bridget, a jam-packed day of gymnastics. This, again, one of the most nerve-wracking days you can possibly have because it is win or go home. Fun start to the day, though, through one rotation.
It's a really nerve-wracking event, but I also think it's the most exciting. I mean, this is the most exciting time of the year. And after the first rotation, I think everybody looks really nice and clean. Today is not about being perfect. It's being good enough to advance. Being perfect is going to come day 2.
Well, so far, we'll look at some of the day to this point. And right now, again, UCLA coming out on top in that first rotation. Anna Roberts is someone we'll see later today for Stanford. She has been phenomenal this year.
She is the reigning NCAA vault champion, and you will want to witness her greatness. Stanford coming off their first ever ACC championship. They are on a roll. This is a team that you cannot count out.
Absolutely. And then, so taking a look back so far, first rotation, didn't touch yet on Minnesota. Sarah Mora off to an awesome start on the vault.
This was a really great rotation, in my opinion, for Minnesota. Sarah with a huge 9.875. This vault is only out of a 9.95, so that is a big score there for Minnesota.
Shay Campbell for UCLA, a part of this awesome floor rotation.
This is one of the best floor routines I've seen her do this season. Her extension and those leaps are just gorgeous. So much fun to watch, and she posted a huge 9.95.
A big score for them. They end up giving Jordan Childs a 9.975 to cap it off.
I thought it was a 10 personally. One thing Jordan doing so well, having a blast while doing just incredible gymnastics. So excited to see her the rest of the meet, and her UCLA Bruins are off to a great start.
Absolutely. Brooklyn Wars was also phenomenal on that floor rotation. Second rotation, UCLA will be on the vault. Minnesota will be on the bars. Southern Utah will be on the B, and Boise State will go to the floor. That'll be what's coming up next in rotation 2. Again, UCLA leading the way after the first rotation with Minnesota in second. Emily Lee will lead off on vault for UCLA. Marissa Jenks will be on the bars for Minnesota, but here's Emily Lee on the vault.
Very nice Yurchenko full. One thing that UCLA does so well on vault is they are technically sound. You're going to see great body positions, completely laid out. Hips are open, and hopefully we'll see some stuck landings.
Marissa Jenks coming up, the senior on the bars. Their lead off on bars and floor. Again, maximizing our coverage today by showing you multiple routines. I want to show you all the gymnastics throughout the course of each of our sessions. Left side of the screen on the beam, Nia Randolph for Southern Utah.
And Marissa on uneven bars, off to a great start. And this dismount, stuck double layout. Huge start for Minnesota in the second rotation. And just the dismount for Nia. Left side of your screen. And a stuck round off 1.5. Sticks are contagious for teams, but I think they're contagious just in this atmosphere. Really big leadoff routines all across the board.
Absolutely. Really cool hearing all four fan bases kind of going at once as Alyssa Boulage is going to go up on the floor here, right side of your screen for Boise State.
Alyssa, nice job with her dance. Her artistry is so just refreshing to watch. Yeah, this final pass for Alyssa. Round off back handspring, double pike. Little sass at the end of that pass. And a gorgeous start. Boise State, I'm just going to say it, I think they are a really underrated team. They have so much talent, and I am excited to see what they do today.
17th straight season the Broncos have qualified for regionals. Head coach Tina Bird has been to the postseason every year that she's been at the helm, starting in her first season way back in 2008. On the bar is Macaulay Harrington. That's been her specialty, mostly in the lineup for Minnesota this year, following Marissa Jenks, 9.850. And Brinley Christensen coming up on the beam for Southern Utah, left side of your screen, following that 9.875 from Nia Randolph.
Macaulay, so far so good in this bar routine. Little balance break, you saw that form break just a little on that cast handstand. But fights for that stick on the landing of freshman. This is a big moment in her career. Huge confidence boost. Brinley looking very calm in this beam routine. Gearing up for this dismount. See if she can get the stick. Oh, step with the left foot. But a very clean beam routine for Brinley coming after that 9.875.
Bridget Kemp on the floor for Boise State. There's a 9.725 to lead off for Boulage. Brooklyn Moore saw her on the floor. She was phenomenal. Moving over to the vault now for UCLA.
Bridget opening up with a full twisting double back. Oh, and steps out of bounds. Had a little bit of a rebound on that landing. And on the left side, Brooklyn Morris for UCLA. That was pretty good. Front pike with a half sticks it cold. Vault, an event that UCLA has really been impressed with the way that they've been building. Love to see them improving every week. Final pass for Bridget. Nice front layup to front 1.5 twist. Unfortunate mistake on that first pass, goes out of bounds, but finishes the routine nicely.
On the beam for Southern Utah, Elliot Bringhurst, left side of your screen there.
Nice jump connection there. Great extension on her jumps and leaps.
On the bars for Minnesota, Taryn Crump coming up. Coaching staff really feels like she's found more comfort the late stages of this season in her freshman year.
Nice dismount for Elliott on the left, and Taryn Crump really has kind of found her groove as a freshman. Huge routine. So dynamic in her bar routine. Coming after Macaulay's 9.7.
Mika Webster long in, left side of your screen for UCLA. Stuck her vaults 1.5 at the Big Ten Championships. Trying to do the same here in this regional semifinal. Then Sydney Leach coming up on the floor, right side of your screen for Boise State.
Mika Big Yurchenko 1.5. Little step on that landing, ends up taking 2 steps. Not the stick that she wanted, but a very clean and very technically sound vault. Sydney on the right opens up with a massive double pike. Second pass, front layout to front full. Nice landing there for Sydney.
Riley Miller on the beam for Southern Utah. She had a fantastic beam routine in practice on Tuesday. Now trying to do it on the big stage here.
Riley opening up with her acro series. It's always the best feeling when you have a perfect practice, because when you have a perfect practice, all you have to do is do the same thing when you're competing. Nothing big, nothing bigger, nothing small. Just same thing.
Not a big stage. Just do what you did on Tuesday.
And Riley coming after Elliott's really nice 9.825. Beautiful round off double twist, hop on the landing, but she did a perfect routine on Tuesday and it must have looked a lot like that. No balance breaks, great rhythm throughout. Really nice job for Riley.
See what they end up giving Riley, that score on the beam. Now on the bars, Ava Stewart for Minnesota.
One thing Ava does so well is her form. Legs glued together, hips completely open on those cast handstands. And a stuck dismount. That's going to be big. And a huge vault from Shea Campbell, UCLA. Really keeping the momentum going from floor.
So Jordan Childs just remaining on the vault now for UCLA. See what they end up giving Ava Stewart for bars on the Minnesota side of things. She changed that bar dismount recently, and it looked pretty good there on the floor right now. Elena McGovern for Boise State. Maria Ferguson coming up left side of your screen for Southern Utah on the beam.
Big opening pass for Elena. Not the super high scores for Boise State on floor. Hopefully Elena can get them back on track for these final three competitors.
And that score that is shaded on the right side of your screen, the light gray, is the one you'd currently want to drop for all of the teams.
Elena doing a really nice job so far with this floor routine. Final pass. Double tuck. Excellent finish right to that lunge. Really well done.
So just like she anchored the floor lineup, Jordan Childs now going to anchor the vault lineup for UCLA.
Huge vault. Now keep in mind, Jordan Childs is known for vault. The pop she gets off. And that vault really for her is a warm-up when she was in elite. So really nice to see her again having fun in these NCAA regionals.
Yep, just on a different level again today. Regular season All-American, first team on vault. Now in the bars for Minnesota, Maya Hooten, following a 9-9, the highest score so far that they've seen on bars from Ava Stewart.
And another stuck landing coming after Ava's 9.9. This is going to be a big score for Minnesota on even bars. An event that I personally think they have improved so much on. You're just seeing the technique, the form, and the dismounts. I love these stuck landings. And they are fighting for those landings, fighting for every single 10.
Coming up here on the floor for Boise State, Blake Pascal.
Blake opens up with a double tuck. Beautifully executed, right to that lunge, right to her finish.
Ellie Cachola now on the beam for Southern Utah, anchoring that lineup. Big routine for them because they want to drop that prior score of the 9.450 from Ferguson.
Really nice combination for Ellie. Ellie is capable of putting up a big score here. They need a big one. Oh, balance check on that handspring late. We saw that front foot come off the beam. And the dismount. Nice stuck, round off 1.5. Really the biggest deduction there was just the balance break on that series.
Pascal, her forte is the floor. That's why they have her at the back end of that lineup. Just Emma Loyam remaining on the floor for Boise State. On the bars for Minnesota, Jordan Leiden's been anchoring this lineup throughout the course of the season. Now going to step up looking for a good finish. Remember, Minnesota was behind UCLA in the #2 spot after the first rotation. The top two teams will advance to the regional final on Saturday.
Little short on that last cast handstand, but up to that point, really nice. And a stuck double layout. Minnesota not giving up anything in this bar rotation.
Josie Bergstrom from Iowa State, one of the individuals on the left side of their screen there on the beam. And Loyam, right side of your screen on the floor for Boise State, anchoring that lineup.
Oh, and an arm swing on that landing. She's going to repeat the skill. Cat laid front toss into that back handspring. Needed that combination to get that 10-0 start value. Unfortunate mistake that she had to do it again. And Emma Loyam finishing so strong in this floor routine. Really nice finish for Emma and this Boise State team. And the dismount. Small step on that landing, but really nice clean beam routine from Josie. Another individual from Iowa State, Frederic. Showing off beautiful lines. Just a hop on the dismount. One thing she does so well is just the lines and execution, the toe point. Beautiful to watch.
Part of the all Big 12 freshman team. This is Maggie Slife now from Air Force. She had a 9.9 on the beam, her first rotation as an individual, now coming up here on the floor.
Maggie competing as an all-arounder here today. Beautiful double pike. Second pass here, 1.5 to front layout. Nice finish. Final pass for Maggie. So far, this has been a great floor exercise. Double tuck. Excellent job. Big smiles at the end. Really nice work.
And a little fun with the Boise State team, too. Talked about how talented of a region this is, Bridget, just to look at the perfect 10s that are packing Salt Lake City this week.
Yeah, we've got some perfect 10s, some Olympians. I mean, this is a jam-packed regional. I said it once, I'll say it again. This is the hardest regional, in my opinion, because of the talent that you're seeing on the screen. A couple UCLA athletes, Grace McCallum and Stanford making an appearance.
We talk about Maya Hooten as well. She has 9 perfect 10s on floor, just all coming in the past. Could she be due for one today, potentially, as well? We're 2 rotations in the books here in Salt Lake City in this first of 2 regional semifinal sessions today. Minnesota, Southern Utah, Boise State, and UCLA coming into rotation 3 next here on ESPN+. see after the second rotation here in Salt Lake City, UCLA and Minnesota still currently sitting in those two spots that would advance to Saturday. UCLA leading the way overall with the 98.95. So just getting the day started up. Don't forget, well, the second session of our regional semifinals from Salt Lake City, you can catch that on ESPN Plus, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Again, on the road to nationals right now. We have some of the top teams in the...
It is going to be one for the ages.
This one is going to be a nail-biter, no doubt about it.
She just does it so effortlessly.
Nailing that landing.
They've been dreaming of this moment since they were little.
Basketball has March Madness. Women's gymnastics has April Anarchy.
Get started up Thursday, April 17th with the semifinals, 4:30 Eastern Time. 9 Eastern Time on ESPN2, then ABC for the pre-show at 3:30 Eastern Time on Saturday, April 19th, and the finals at 4 Eastern Time. Getting set to crown a national champ. We're not that far away from it as you see the top 16 seeds in this postseason. Here we have Minnesota, Stanford, of course UCLA, and Utah, all in the midst here in Salt Lake City. Through 2 rotations so far, Jason Ross Jr., Bridget Sloan in this regional semifinal, first of 2 sessions. Bridget, what stood out to you so far through those first couple of rotations?
I think the real question is what didn't stand out to me. There was some great gymnastics across the board, a few mistakes here and there, but one thing I've loved about every single team so far is no one is giving up. You can see the fight, you can see it in the landings, and that is what you want from a team that wants to advance.
Absolutely. Speaking of advancing, we did see BYU advance yesterday out of that first round. Kylie Quinto, very key for the Cougars. They're going to try to keep the momentum going in that second session today.
They had a phenomenal day yesterday, and Kylie, in my opinion, really showed out. Did beautiful gymnastics, and they are so excited to be advancing. They were really pumped, actually, hoping to advance, knowing that they've been on the equipment already. So they're really looking at that as an advantage. Really excited to see what they do tonight.
Their head coach, Gard Young, said, you know, we're playing loose right now. And they've already, of course, experienced this stage yesterday. We'll move on to our session later tonight. These teams getting warmed up for rotation 3. It'll be UCLA on the bars, Boise State on the vaults, Minnesota on the beam, and Southern Utah on the floor. Taking a look at the last rotation and recapping, Brooklyn Moores on the vaults. Really solid for UCLA once again.
Brooklyn put up a huge floor score and took that momentum right to vault. Huge front pike with a half, sticks the landing.
Jordan Childs, you know what to expect when she comes up.
This is just incredible. I just love watching her execute big gymnastics, but always a smile. Always exciting to watch.
Ava Stewart for Minnesota. She was on the bars, put up a solid 9-9 score.
Personally, I think this was a 10. I'll just say it now. It was a beautiful bar routine. One thing she does is she actually does cast handstands with her legs together so hard. And her teammate, Maya Hooten, following her score. Another strong bar worker for Minnesota. And you're going to see the fight on this dismount. You saw those heels come up just a little bit, but fights for that landing, gets the stick. But we can't forget about Jordan Linden finishing this bar rotation for Minnesota. And another stuck landing. I mean, Minnesota is looking good after that second rotation.
Bridget, I've got a feeling you're going to manifest a 10 at some point here. 2 rotations in, and twice you have felt like we should have had a 10. For Minnesota, you know, maybe the final rotation, when Maya Hooten goes up on the floor, that could be when we're thinking of a 10 for them. On the vault, Sydney Coe leading off for Boise State there. Right side of your screen on the bar, Shea Campbell getting the party underway for UCLA.
Oh, big hop on that landing. It was a double front. Making sure everything is good. Just had a little bit too much power there. Otherwise, leading up to that dismount, really clean set from Shea.
Emily Cook, left side of your screen, getting set to lead off on the beam for Minnesota. Floor, it's Mia Hampton for Southern Utah, right side of your screen.
Emily in her senior season for Minnesota. Gorgeous handspring layout, step out. So fluid on this event. Mia on the floor exercise, having a lot of fun. This is a great event for Southern Utah. Back to Emily on the beam. Let's see if she can get the stick. Of course she can. Excellent start for Minnesota on balance beam.
Setting the tone there on the beam for Minnesota. Scotty Bauman, the head coach for Southern Utah, told us Mia Hampton she deserves her own ISO cam, and she's kind of the life of the party for them on the floor. We are showing you multiple routines throughout the course of the afternoon and in the night session as well to maximize the coverage. Make sure you see everything today. We'll wait that score for Hampton, and on the vault for Boise State, Julia Kreslansky going to step up here following a 9-7 from Sydney Code.
Yurchenko full for Julia. Really nice throughout, just a slight pike down on the landing. Caitlin Rosen for UCLA coming after Shea's 9.8, so they did take a pretty significant deduction on that landing. Tiny hop on the landing for Caitlin. Janelle Miller doing a really great job with the bar workers for UCLA. I think it's one of their strongest events, if not their strongest event, minus floor, of course. They're in their own league on floor exercise, but bars is really an event that they've honed in on the technique, and it shows.
Ava Stewart coming up on the beam for Minnesota. Stewart, a part of the all-freshman team for the Big Ten. In her first career meet, she took an event title on the beam. Alyssa Fernandez right now on the floor for Southern Utah.
You would never know Ava is a freshman by the way she competes. She is so confident, so cool, calm, and collected. And Ava coming after Emily's a 9.85, so really strong start for Minnesota. Step on the landing, but a really nice beam set for Ava. Alyssa gearing up for this last pass on the right side of your screen. Excellent finish for Alyssa, and a huge vault from Noelle Ball for Boise State.
Noelle had her highest score on the vault in their last meet, the Mountain West Championships. On the bar is Mika Webster-Longen coming up following a 9.850 from Caitlin Rosen for UCLA. Her all-around debut came at Utah here March 15th.
Nice transition up to the high, back down to the low bar. Mika's got a season high here of a 9.925. Very clean bar set for Mika, just a hop on the landing.
On the left side of your screen, you're watching the 2024 Big Ten Beam champ in Sarah Mora.
Just a slight balance check. Didn't really have the rotation to stand up tall at the end of that series. Gets it right back. Cat leap to side aerial. Beautifully done.
Brenley Christensen, sophomore on the floor for Southern Utah, right side of your screen.
And Sarah dismount on beam. Nice stuff landing. Really biggest mistake in that beam team just came after the series. Just a balance check there. And Brinley starting off. Combination pass. Floor is an event where these athletes, they just get to have fun. They do big tumbling, but man, they are having a blast out there. You can hear Brinley and her teammates cheering for her.
The performance aspect of these groups has been a blast today on the vault. Bridget Kemp for Boise State.
Final pass for Brinley, double tuck. Really nice work throughout that entire floor routine. Coming after a pair of 9.8, so see if they can break into that 9.825, 9.85.
So on the beam, kind of rare mistake for Morai. Get the 9.75, so the point right now you're dropping that score, which would typically be a big one for Minnesota in that beam lineup. Brooklyn Rao right now steps up here, the left side of your screen, and Emma Malabuyo, the senior for UCLA, trying to keep the momentum going on the bars for the Bruins.
Emma is almost technically, if not technically perfect in that bar routine. That was beautiful. That is going to be a big score for UCLA. And Brooklyn getting things back on track for Minnesota. Nice fight on that landing. You mentioned Sarah, just an uncharacteristic balance check with that 9.75 they are going to want to drop. I think Brooklyn is the right athlete that can get them back on track. That was a great beam routine.
So if you're Southern Utah, you're trying to catch Minnesota right now. We'll see what that Brooklyn Rowray score comes in as on beam for the Gophers. Meanwhile, Alyssa Boulage, left side of your screen for Boise State, with Emily Lopez set to anchor that lineup.
Very nice half on, half off pike from Alyssa. beautiful final pass. You see head coach Scotty Bauman in the background. He is so proud and so excited for this Southern Utah team. They are not giving up.
That was the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Gymnast of the Year right there in Nia Randolph. Lauren Pearl now stepping up on the beam for Minnesota. Brooklyn Rowray, they gave her the 9-9. Big spot to step into after, of course, you want to let go of this score that's shaded in gray right now, 9.75 for Mora. Again, who is usually really good on the beam. But Rowray stepping up and Pearl to follow here. Frida Esperanza on the bars for UCLA following a 9-9 from Alabuya.
Beautiful cast handstand. And a stuck double layout. She did squat a little bit low on that dismount, but again, showing the fight, the grit that bar team has.
Esperanza, first team All-American on the bars.
Lauren Pearl on balance beam here. This is her event. Beautiful front aerial to beat jump.
Ellie Cachola coming up on the floor for Southern Utah. There's a can't miss floor routine.
And Jason, Lauren Pearl just stuffed that dismount on beam, so Minnesota putting up some big scores here coming after that 9.9 from Brooklyn.
Absolutely. Emily Lopez going to anchor left side of your screen on the Boise State vault squat.
And sticks that Yurchenko full cold. One thing Emily does so well is she holds her body position throughout that entire vault, opens up those hips, showing that laid out position. Excellent job by Ellie. Coming after a 9.85, so you see the scores they are building for Southern Utah right now, which is a great sign.
Jordan Linden gonna anchor the Minnesota beam lineup here. Really good scores on the back half. Following the 9.75, they want to drop.
Gorgeous mount for Jordan.
Speaking of Jordans, another Jordan up on the bars here. Jordan Childs anchoring for UCLA for the third straight rotation.
And this is a jam-packed bar routine for Jordan. Double layout. Sticks the dismount. Very nice set for UCLA, on a roll on that bars rotation. Just the dismount here. Tiny hop on the landing, but such a clean routine for Jordan. Anchors bars, anchors beam. Strong performance.
They feel like she could be someone on the brink of a 10. Now here's Taylor Gold, Spanish Fork, Utah native. Also has a fantastic floor routine. It'll be the final routine out of the teams in this third rotation until the individuals come up.
big vault for Maggie Slife. Keep competing as an individual here today. Yurchenko 1.5. Huge opening pass for Taylor Gohl. Gonna finish off this floor rotation for Southern Utah here.
Madison Gastidis from San Jose State up on the left side of your screen.
Madison is a gorgeous beam worker. One thing that's tough is when you're an individual, you have to go last, no matter what. So these athletes wait till their event if they're not competing all around and are last up.
Is there a lot of thinking going on during that waiting?
It depends. There can be. We'll just say that. But an excellent finish for Madison. Looks like she was not overthinking from the looks of that beam routine.
Chicago native, went out to California to compete for San Jose State, just a freshman. And a good start for her there as one of the individuals competing today. Josie Bergstrom there getting ready now. Another one of the individuals. Waiting on a score right now until Josie can step up.
You see head coach Ashley Miles-Grieg, a stud at the University of Alabama, and I think she would say that about herself too, taking that athletic talent over to Iowa State, which Iowa State has massively improved the last couple years, and it's exciting to see these programs grow and evolve.
Absolutely. Ashley Miles-Grieg, 8th coach in Iowa State women's gymnastics history, and getting Josie ready for this floor routine.
Just doesn't have the rotation on that front layout to front 1.5. Next pass for Josie. See if she can get it back. 1.5 to punch front. Just doesn't get the rebound that she wants. Just didn't get the rebound out of those passes, leading to that first pass, an unfortunate mistake and a fall there.
Order remains the same after 3 rotations. UCLA, Minnesota, Southern Utah, Boise State. In terms of the scores, the top 2 will advance to Saturday's regional final. UCLA and Minnesota right now would be those teams out of these four in our first of two sessions today here in Salt Lake City. Minnesota above that line, the cutoff line that would advance you into the regional final on Saturday. That's what these teams are aiming for. Don't forget, coming up, we'll have the Utah second session of our regional semifinals here. That starts up later tonight. For more info, you can visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. That's on ESPN Plus later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Beautiful Salt Lake City. Taking a look now at the bracket, how things are shaping up. The four teams we'll see later today: Utah, Stanford, Denver, BYU. Utah and Stanford, both conference champs in the Big 12 and the ACC. Stanford in their inaugural ACC year. Here's a look at Utah hoisting the Big 12 championship trophy. Phenomenal season. And they will be the host team, of course, expecting a big crowd later tonight. And then Stanford, their first title since 08, championship-wise, conference-wise, and then first ACC title in any sport. 2025 ACC champs. Not bad. Bridget, I know you were there.
I was, and it was so exciting. It's so exciting to see these conferences grow and just impressed by it.
Absolutely. Here's a look at the Washington Regional that'll take place in Seattle. So looking at the teams here, I know our friend Sam Petrick is pumped up. She's not only pumped up to finally make it on Flippin' Out, but now she's pumped up to be in Seattle.
This is a great regional. Again, there's no easy regional. They are going to be getting started today, and you've got some great teams. Missouri and Oklahoma really stand out to me. Georgia on the rise, but Arizona, again, might be the dark horse here at this regional.
Yeah, you and I saw Arizona and Arizona State earlier this year when we went to Tempe and watched that rivalry matchup out there. So now those two teams will be a part of a really good group, just like we have here. Look at Jordan Childs warming up as we get ready for rotation 4, where UCLA will be on the beam. Childs competing in the all-around today as she does, and having another stellar day. Looking back at the last rotation, Boise State was on the vault. Alyssa Boulage at a 9.875.
This is a great vault. Half on, half off pike. Beautiful form. Just a slight hop on that landing, but gets great height and distance there.
And for Minnesota on the beam, that is Brooklyn Rauer, a 9.9. Emma Malaboyo on the bars here for UCLA, also put up a 9.9.
That was a big routine for her. The confidence that she has this season is so nice to see. Followed by her teammate, Frida Esparza. Huge full twisting pack. And then watch this dismount. She's gonna squat just a little, but you saw the fight for that stick. Holds the landing. Awesome job.
Esparza with the 9.9. Again, you see the scores here after the third rotation. UCLA leading the way, Minnesota, Southern Utah, and Boise State. Those top two teams will advance to the regional final on Saturday. Just conference champs has been kind of the theme of this region all around. UCLA, the Big Ten champs. Southern Utah, the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation champs. We got UCLA and Utah later today. Of course, Big 12 champs, Stanford, ACC champs. You can catch that on ESPN Plus tonight, 9 Eastern time. On ESPN Plus.
That concludes timed warm-ups.
Judges, please wait for the signal to release your athlete.
Getting almost set to come up here in rotation 4. Southern Utah will be on the vault. Boise State will be on the bars. UCLA on the beam, and Minnesota on the floor.
Minnesota here. This is a great event for Minnesota to end on, and UCLA ending on balance beam. There's going to be a fight to the nail on who advances.
Boise State and Southern Utah behind Minnesota right now, trying to catch the Gophers for that second spot.
Oh.
Malia Werline on the bars there, leading off for Boise State, trying to reset.
Really uncharacteristic mistake there. Looks like she just kind of slipped off the low bar. Malia finishing up this bar routine. Not the start Boise State wanted, but next 5, gotta hit.
Emily Lee leading off on the beam for UCLA.
Beautiful handspring layout step. You saw her hips were a little bit crooked, just a little bit, but she held that landing, ensuring no movement.
Marissa Jenks, right side of your screen, leading off on the floor for Minnesota.
And Emily on balance beam. That's a huge start for UCLA. Great lead off. Marissa has a season high of a 9.825, so a really solid and very consistent lead off. And a big vault for Mackenzie Kelly, Utah State. Really nice start for Marissa in this Minnesota floor rotation. I have a feeling that's going to be a little bit higher than a 9.825, so I'd love to see that season high get a little bit of a boost.
Kaylin Rosen now coming up on the beam for UCLA. Really good start leading off from Emily Lee with the 9.9.
Gorgeous execution from Caitlin. Really unique Anodi from Caitlin on that left side.
Second straight bar routine for Boise State that definitely hasn't gone as planned on the right side of the screen there.
Carly making just, again, almost those uncharacteristic, just not normal mistakes on uneven bars. Finishes strong. And Caitlin Rosen being set up with a big score, coming after a 9.9. Oh, under rotation on that dismount. Just opened up a little too early.
Minnesota, Sophie Schwartzmiller coming up on the floor here. Madison, Wisconsin native, following a 9.850 from Marissa Jenks. This is where they feel they have the most depth as well on the floor for the Gophers this year.
First pass. Beautiful front 1.5, the double stag jump. I love when these athletes do these huge jumps at the end of their passes.
Mia Hampton, left side of your screen there on the vault for Southern Utah.
Very floaty, 1.5 to front layout. This is an excellent event for Minnesota to be ending on. They're going to put up some big scores in this rotation.
Jordan Childs now on the beam here for UCLA.
Starts things off with her acro series. And Noelle Ball on uneven bars, trying to get this Boise State team back on track. And a nice hit routine for Noelle. And the dismount for Jordan, round off double twist. And gets the stick. Wow. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but Jordan just knows how to go out there and hit such a solid beam routine. One of her best ones that I've seen her do.
Still waiting for that 10, Bridget. Maybe we're knocking on the door now here in this fourth rotation. Lauren Pearl, senior for Minnesota, coming up with the floor next.
Lauren opens up with that 1.5 to front layout. Combination pass for her.
Nia Randolph coming up on the vault for Southern Utah. Left side of your screen there.
And that was a gorgeous vault. Great pop off the vault. You actually heard it when her arms hit the vault. She was so tight that she exploded off the vault. Really nicely done. Beautiful double pike to finish this routine for Lauren. I have a feeling she's going to break into the 9-9s with that routine. Coming after a pair of 9.85, so Minnesota keeping that ball rolling, keeping that momentum going in this fourth rotation.
Right side of your screen, Kristina Shenikova getting set to come up on the bars for Boise State. Noelle Ball was able to get them a good score there after a struggle to start. And Shea Campbell on the left side of your screen right now for UCLA on the beam, following what wasn't quite a 10, but a 9.950 for Jordan Giles.
Christina on uneven bars right now, doing a really nice job. She has great rhythm on bars. Holds those handstands, dismount, blind pull into double tuck, and a hop on the landing, but a really, really nice clean set. And the dismount for Shea. A stuck gainer pull off the side. Excellent work. There's a reason she is the Big Ten all-around champion this year.
Yeah, that kind of felt like a culmination of all of her hard work over the past 5 years to become that Big Ten all-around champ. Second-team All-American on the beam is Leah Gonczarowski coming up here now on the floor for Minnesota. Her specialty.
Beautiful tuck pull in to start things off. Huge E-pass.
Brenly Christensen coming up left side of your screen there on the vault.
Second pass for Leah, a 1.5 to front pike. So far, Minnesota hasn't gone above that 9.85. First three athletes, very consistent. Final pass. Very nice double tuck right to that finish. She is a specialist on this event. Outstanding work.
Sienna Alipio, second team regular season All-American on the beam here for UCLA. Ranked 15th in the nation on beam overall, as you see there.
Beautiful handspring layout from Sienna. Sienna had a perfect 10 on this event at the Big Ten Championships.
Emily Lopez, who's had a phenomenal career for Boise State, finishing up that bar routine.
Nice dismount there. I don't think we'll see the perfect 10 again with that routine, but very, very clean. She's so aggressive on all of her elements.
Minnesota's Emily Cook awaiting the Minnesota native to come up on the floor here with Maya Hooten to anchor that lineup. And Ellie Thompson anchoring the vault lineup for Southern Utah.
Nice clean Yurchenko full for Ellie. Little pipe down on that landing. big front double twist to open things up.
Malabuyo anchoring the beam lineup for UCLA now. The left side of your screen there following a 9-9.
And Emily on floor finishing up this floor routine so nicely. Final pass here in her senior year, soaking up every moment. And a beautiful finish for that front 1.5. We might see a 9-9 here.
Cook, a former walk-on, now fifth-year senior, made lineups right away as a freshman, including that floor lineup, and like Bridget said, soaking up every moment. And Malabuyo goes to work on the beam here.
Excellent finish from Emma. That was a really great beam rotation for UCLA. And a gorgeous double layout for Sydney with this Boise State team. They started off a little rough with those 2 mistakes, but they finished on a high note. Emily Lopez posting a 9.9.
Josie Bergstrom, the senior from Boyden, stepping up here as one of the individuals.
Really nice Yurchenko full. Competing as an individual here. Didn't have the best floor rotation, so really happy to see her end on vault with a high note.
Final floor routine, Maya Hooten.
Big first pass here. Gorgeous.
9 perfect 10s on the floor in her career.
Front pull to front pikes, takes it cold. Final pass here. We might be on 10 watch with that routine. I didn't want to jinx it, but that was incredible.
Again, she's had 9 of them. Not one yet this season, but it felt like she was on the brink, and if we were going to see it, it was going to come in rotation 4 with Hooten. So we'll await that score with a lot of anticipation here for Minnesota. Maggie Slife from Air Force up on the bars.
Really nice work from Maggie all day. She had a great day competing as an individual, put up one of her best meets. What a way to end the day.
Looks like on the floor right now we have the score at 9.925 for Houghton. Haley Harden from Iowa State, our final competitor on the floor here as an individual.
First pass here for Haley. Beautiful double layout. Little lack of control on that landing though. Great form throughout. Nice extension in those leaps. Around up 1.5 to front layout. Really well done for Haley. She waited a long time to compete that floor routine and did an excellent job.
So right now, these scores, Minnesota and UCLA, the two based on these scores that would advance to Saturday's regional final. UCLA with the 197.75, Minnesota with the 197.2. Minnesota in the regionals for the 44th time in program history. And 197s have been a consistent theme for them this year. Putting up another today, UCLA comes out on top in this regional semifinal to advance to Saturday. Top two, again, advancing to Saturday, 7 Eastern time on ESPN+. We're going to wrap it up when we return. Utah, Stanford, Denver, BYU await later today at 9 Eastern time on ESPN+. A lot of smiling faces, a lot of fun routines throughout the course of just the start of this day in Salt Lake City. We'll be right back here on ESPN+. Minnesota advancing to Saturday. Both Big Ten teams familiar with each other, the two to advance. UCLA, the Big Ten champs, going to head on to Saturday as well. The two top teams out of Utah, Stanford, Denver, and BYU will join them. Really good days for UCLA and Minnesota. 197.75 for the Bruins, 197.2 put up by Minnesota. There's UCLA getting the opportunity to do the same. The best part of April. First step of the journey in their goal of a championship. Starting with the little recap here of what Minnesota was able to do today. Maya Houghton, we knew she would be very key. Thought she might have a chance at the 10 on the floor, ended up getting the 9.925.
This was a 10 in my eyes. For me, it was a perfect 10. She is just so great on this event. Caps it off beautifully. Really well done.
So we're now joined by UCLA's Shea Campbell. She had a 9.85 on the beam in the fourth rotation, and her team moves on to Saturday. Shea, your group's performance today, feeding off winning the Big Ten What's the key to maintaining this level of poise and composure as you get deeper into the postseason?
I think just staying in our Bruin bubble and staying connected has been really key for us this whole season, and something that we want to continue doing throughout the rest of the season. So I think that this was a great first day, and we're excited to keep pushing for the next.
Shay, you had an amazing day today, but I want to just know a little bit more. This is a huge year for you. What has it meant for all the success you've had?
I feel like this year has just been like a full circle moment for me from freshman year to this year, and being able to be in the all-around again, and being a fifth year in the all-around is really important to me, and it's been really special and really fun, and I've had the best teammates this year, so it's been really great.
Well, you had a fantastic day. I think you're one of the best bar swingers. I'm just going to say it. I don't know if you know you are, but you are one of the best bar swingers. I'm so excited for you and your team off to celebrate for Saturday's competition.
Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Shay. Really appreciate the time.
Bye. Thank you.
UCLA fans can hang around Salt Lake City a little longer. Their team brought the LA Flair to Salt Lake City today and had a really, really fun performance through 4 rotations. We knew something that would be fun to watch. Jordan Child's performance put up a 9.95 in that final rotation on the beam in the all-arounds.
Jordan doing what Jordan does best, and that is great gymnastics, having so much fun out there. She is just full of tricks. She's got so many skills she can do. Does every skill to perfection.
Overall, the all-around put up a 39.6.
Finishing her day on the balance beam with a stuck double twist. Outstanding day for Jordan and her UCLA Bruins.
UCLA comes out on top. Minnesota joins them in the number 2 spot of teams that will advance on to Saturday's regional final. Excellent seasons for Southern Utah and Boise State. The UCLA and Minnesota will punch their tickets to Saturday. Jordan Childs again in the all-around going 39.6 to take that. And we will have more gymnastics again coming up later today, 9 Eastern time. That'll be the second session of this regional semifinal here in Utah. A fun start to the day. For everyone in our production crew behind the scenes, you guys were awesome. Bridget Sloan, I'm Jason Ross Jr. saying we'll see you in a few hours for session number 2 here in Salt Lake City.